Greetings friends, and welcome to the 8th installment of Growing Greens All Year. I'm Mike the Fit Farmer, and I will be journaling each week for 52 weeks of what I'm doing to grow greens for 365 days in a year. So all year. And just in case you're tuning in for the first time, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel. And I'm also have created a playlist for this series of growing greens year round, so that way you can get caught up and seeing what I've done so far, and you can stay in the loop of what I'm doing. And right now I'm in our grow room, and in here we have growing our Market More cucumbers, lemon squash, some peppers that we're waiting to get started, some microgreens, these are radishes, some trays that Lacey has some things going, and some lettuces that we've started down here. Recently we used up all of our sill plugs for our trays, so that's why you see these trays here they're not in any sales, they're just straight in the trays. So right now I'm just doing what I need to do to get the job done and continuing the production going. I do at some point this year want to try doing sill blocks in these trays. These are Bootstrap Farmer trays, which I highly recommend, and if you want to get some of those, I'll leave the information in the show notes below. But I do want to try using sill blocks in these trays, so we'll try that here pretty soon. But let's next go out into the greenhouse, and you can see some things that are growing right now. I take items from in here in the grow room, take them to the greenhouse, and the greenhouse is our prep area for them to go into the garden. Our greenhouse here is not automatically heated or cooled, and for the most part we don't have to worry about that in the winter time. We don't deal with sub-zero temperatures, so with just being covered and with the plastic, it keeps things protected from the frost here in our area. We do have a number of things growing in here. We have some tomato plants, we have some dahlias, we have greens, we have spinaches, we have lettuce, a couple different lettuces growing, collards, and some beets that I'm going to experiment with transplanting. However, there was a crack left open on the door here on the end, and some of our dahlias last night, since the temperatures did get pretty cold, we had rain for I don't know how long, and the rain has gone out and the cold has come in, so we did have some lows in the 20s last night, and some of the dahlias, with the crack being open in the door and the cold air that came through, did a little bit of damage to some of our dahlias here. But that's just one of the things you have to deal with when you're trying to extend your seasons and grow at times when you're having to deal with frost. It makes you have to put a little bit more effort and be a little bit more careful in the things that you do. So next thing we need to do today is, since we have these lettuces here that are needing to be transplanted soon, I need to make sure that the beds are ready for them to go in. So let's walk out to the garden. Everything in here in the caterpillar tunnel are looking great. Lettuces are doing well, the Swiss chard is doing well, the scallions are still doing well. Love it. However, the same can't be said about a couple of the plants that we have out in our low tunnels outside of the caterpillar tunnel up here in our upper section of the garden. I walked up, checked on that. Ah, man. Wind blew up our plastic here on a low tunnel, and the frost burnt some of these leaves off. I don't know if it'll recover or not. Down here is okay. Man. Also, I uncovered the spinach, and from all the rain that we've gotten here recently, some of the leaves on the spinach has turned yellow. So it's not a huge deal if it can stay dry and we can avoid things just rotting in the soil. So hopefully that can be curbed. However, when the lettuce is damaged from the frost, it's not there's a chance it can come back and we can still get a harvest from it, but it's not the same quality as if it didn't happen. So it is what it is. Loss happens. Other than that, all the other areas look pretty good. Oh, except for our tatsoi. Some of that has gone or starting to flower, and I don't want it to go to seed. So we were experimenting with trying that really early, and it's not working out so well. So my first time trying to grow tatsoi, so a little bit discouraged, but it hasn't discouraged me enough to where I won't try it again. A couple of the plants look like they're going to still grow and we'll be able to get something from it. However, it doesn't look like I'm going to get the harvest that I desired. But like I said, everything here in the caterpillar tunnel looks really, really good, and I'm super excited. What I need to do today is, last week, you may remember, we harvested out cropped out all the radishes and unwanted plants that were in this bed right there, and covered it with the tarp. So what I need to do next is I need to prep this bed for the lettuce that we're going to plant in here next week. So I need to do a couple things. I need to loosen up the soil. We'll take the broad fork to it, and we'll do a light cultivation and add some amendments to it. So that's what I need to do next. Currently, my garden bed preparation process is, after I've cropped out a crop, to bring in the flame weeder to flame out and torch any unwanted plants that have started. First, I had to roll up my sides to make sure I don't burn up my plastic. Second, I kept hitting my head on the hoops. However, working on the inside of the caterpillar tunnel on the side is pretty challenging. I did the best I could to go down the bed evenly, but I felt like I needed to get a few more spots. So I tried going perpendicular across the beds from the outside of the caterpillar tunnel to try to flame some more. Overall, I really like the Kelvin Cultivator flame weeder. It works great. However, it could be a challenge on the sides of a caterpillar tunnel. But like I said, going down any other beds, it is an excellent tool. So I may use next time, try just using my hand flamer, which I really don't like. But Forward Farm Tech, who made the Kelvin Cultivator, is coming out with a smaller version which may work really well along the sides of the caterpillar tunnel. After I used the flame weeder, next I brought in the broad fork. And this too is challenging to do on the sides of a caterpillar tunnel. Here, I was hitting my head again. I also tried broad forking from the outside of the caterpillar tunnel like I was trying with the flame weeder. Next, I added some amendments. I use an organic nitrogen fertilizer, and since my phosphorus and potassium are low, I'm also adding some amendments for those. After that, I add some compost. Next, I bring in my mini cultivator just to blend it all together lightly. So I've dealt with a number of challenges this week, with freezing temperatures and the cold wind blowing open one of my low tunnels and causing me to lose some of my lettuce crop in that particular bed, and also dealing with the tatsoi that has gone to seed. That on top of, oh yeah, losing a couple of dahlias. And I didn't explain this earlier, but the dahlias are really important because I plan to use the petals from the dahlia flowers in our salad mix later on this year. And in addition to those challenges, dealing with the challenges of working inside the caterpillar tunnel on the sides. That was definitely challenging and interesting to work with. I have used the caterpillar tunnel in the past, but this is the first time I have done it using the tools that we have currently. This year, actually at the end of last year, we added the Kelvin Cultivator for the first time. So this will be the first full year, hopefully, that I get to use it. We've used the broad fork in the past, but I didn't do a lot of it last year. A lot of times I would have the landscape fabric on the sides of the caterpillar tunnel, so I didn't have to turn over the beds quite as often. So that was something new to deal with. So we'll have to see what we can do. We'll definitely learn from these. Just make sure that our tunnels are more secure and covered very well when colder temperatures are coming in, and just try to refine our techniques and working inside the caterpillar tunnel, and do the best we can just to check on things right before those freezing temperatures come in. So just stepping back, looking at these challenges, first very discouraged, but those things happen. Just have to learn to deal with it and move on, and try to do differently next time. So one of the things that I plan to do is make sure when I see that the temperatures are going to drop and be low, just to double check and make sure things are covered very well, especially if the wind is in, and it tends to happen here on a regular basis. Also, just make sure that the greenhouse is closed up well. Make sure there's no doors left open. That's something to keep in mind as well. And just continue to refine and figure out the best way to use the tools inside the caterpillar tunnel on the sides. Like I said, I may go with the smaller flame weeder that Kelvin Forward Farm Tech has, similar to the Kelvin cultivator, but just continue to refine my techniques and methods. Well, that's it for this vlog. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything that I covered in this video, and let me know, are you growing anything yet? If not, you should be. At least start some seeds. So please let me know. Let me know in the comments section below. Also, we made an ad because we're so pumped up and really enjoy the Kelvin cultivator that we have struck up a relationship with them at Forward Farm Tech, and we have made this little ad here for the Kelvin cultivator. So check it out. Let me know what you think. That's it for today. Make sure you join me next week for week 9 of Growing Greens All Year, and we will see you next time. Grow on.